We are live with another Quick Tip Tuesday, each and every Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Today's topic is Section 8. What is Section 8? What are the benefits of Section 8? What are the negatives to Section 8? Why people have a misconception regarding Section 8. So, to start off, what is Section 8? Section 8 is basically a government assistance program that tenants can get depending on the income, the area, and different circumstances. Why do people do not like Section 8? They have a misconception, like a lot of other things, in regards to the tenant, the quality of a tenant. People are scared that a Section 8 tenant will damage their home, will not take care of their property, will not do everything that someone is fearful when becoming a landlord. What I have to say about that, and a paying tenant, uh, someone paying cash, someone paying whatever the case is, any tenant can damage your property. It can not only be specifically for Section 8. So you have to keep that in mind. Do you have some bad apples in the Section 8 population? Yes. Do you have bad apples in the regular paying tenant population? Yes. So you have that population across the board. So you have to definitely keep that in mind. For Section 8, the reason I love it is because they pay a percentage of the tenant's rent. It's usually market rent. So depending on the tenant's income, they will pay that percentage. So some of my tenants, they pay a very, very high percentage. For other people, I've known that they pay maybe 70, 80%, whatever the case is, but that tenant has to pay their portion. So you're basically getting a direct deposit every month, which is amazing, first of the month. No matter if we're, whatever we were going through, the pandemic, they were still paying on time every single month. So that's huge. So it's a lot of people call it like recession proof and other type of proof, but I know a lot of people that actually solely focus on their majority of their tenant and apartments population specifically for Section 8 or public assistance. So that's huge. So let's remove that negativity regarding Section 8. Section 8 is great. So please keep that in mind. I love my Section 8 tenants. Of course, there's certain things you have to go through when to get approved for Section 8, because it's not just like selecting a tenant and you're getting the payment right away. There is an inspection connected with the Section 8. So, for instance, once the tenant that has Section 8, you have to fill out certain paperwork, connect with their social worker, provide them any documentations, W-9, and other sorts, and how they're going to pay you. After that, you have to go through an actual inspection, and you have to pass that inspection. So, some things that they check are a lot of safety reasons. So, make sure the windows open, close. Make sure there's no peeling paint. Make sure the heating system is good. There's no safety hazards there. Doors have locks. The outside doors going in and out. You can lock the windows. The outlets are grounded for safety reasons. What else? What else do they have? It's a lot of safety reasons. They definitely check the basement as well to make sure any safety concerns with like the boilers, the water heaters. There's a lot of, so keep that in mind. If you're going with a regular tenant, of course, you don't have to go through that, but you should definitely have that squared away anyways, because there's certain regulations that you have to have with your home to keep it up to standards with the city. Why don't people like having tenants who have Section 8? Because there's a misconception regarding Section 8. They think all Section 8 tenants are bad. They're going to damage their property. They're not going to take care of it. They're basically all the fears that someone may have That's what they think the Section 8 tenant will do. But that can be the case with any tenant. That can be the case with a paying tenant. Each tenant population has their bad apples, so you just have to basically still go through the regular process if it's with a paying tenant, with a cash paying tenant, or with a public assistant tenant. What happens if a Section 8 tenant doesn't pay their part? From my understanding, they could be at risk of losing their voucher. So that's huge, huge, huge for Section 8 tenant. So if someone doesn't pay if they lose their voucher, they don't want to lose their voucher because it's hard. One, it's hard to get the Section 8. A lot of sections are probably closed or have a long wait list. Two, they're paying a majority of the rent. It's going to be tough for them to either find a lower rent or find that accommodation. So no tenant wants to have a risk of losing their voucher. So they usually pay their part, depending on what their part is. For the most part, from my experience, mines are a very high percentage that Section 8 pays, and the tenant pays a very, very low percentage, which is good for the tenant and good for me because direct deposit into the account. If utilities are included, can I increase the price of the rent? That's a good question. So for Section 8, the market rent depends on what's included in the rent. So if the heat is included, then yes, you can have a higher monthly rent. If the water heater is included and other utilities are included, then yes, you can definitely have a higher rent. It will go based off the market in your area. So Section 8 has a price range for like 1 bedroom, 2 bedroom, 3 bedrooms across the nation, and that's public information. It also changes on an annual basis, so you can definitely look into that and do a quick Google search. But if not, I have that link accessible to me, so I can share that with you, or if anyone's interested on that, I can definitely share that information. So the rent can vary depending on what's included in the rent. So that's a very, very good question. So let's see what else. I had a lot of notes for the Section 8 because I get a lot of questions and a lot of misconceptions. So on an annual basis, you can increase the rent for the Section 8 tenant. You just have to have that into place. Have that into place with your lease agreement. Have that communication with the social worker. Make sure you're giving them, I believe they need a 30 or 60-day advance of the rent increases. And of course, there's a cap. You can't go over that cap. Make sure you know what the cap is for your area. And have that open communication with their social worker, with their worker, to basically have a smooth process. So definitely have that communication with them and be on top of them. Of course, they may have a lot of tenants to take care of. Things can fall through a crack. Just be on top of them. Let's see. Let me make sure I covered everything. So yeah, Section 8 tenants are not bad. They're good. Can be recession proof if a lot of people have that motto. Let's see. What else do we have? Any other questions? You have some good questions so far. Section 9. Let me make sure I have my notes. Top of utilities, public assistance. Yeah. So if we're scared of having Section 8, don't be. Section 8 is good. That when the deposit hits every month on the top of the month, that's always good. Of course, you would have to collect that separate percentage of what the tenant has to pay. Not each tenant gets a full voucher. They definitely get a percentage. Just know what the voucher is. Just make sure what the market rent and what they're offering take a look at what's going on. But keep in mind, Section 8 pays on time. All right. Thank you everyone for joining. Hope you learned some things. If you have any topics for next week, Quick Tip Tuesday, shoot me a message. Let me know what you want me to discuss. If you have any questions on the Section 8 topic today, shoot me a message. You need any links or tips for Section 8 tenant, let me know. I'm more than happy to assist. And have a great rest of your night.